Please like, subscribe, and comment below. And welcome back to the Percy and Nikki YouTube show. Thanks for your support. Enjoy.
Welcome back to the Percy and Nikki channel. It's been a while since we've been together, but I'm going to show you a little project that I'm working on for my mom. Now, if you guys have been friends with me or followed some of the things that we do, I love to go to yard sales and thrift shop. And I'm here in South Carolina with my mom. She needed a new dresser in her bedroom. And we wanted to find something a little special and different for her. So we were able to find this 4-chest dresser for her at a yard sale. So I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to refinish it. So like I said, guys, safety first. So yes, I look weird and look strange, like, oh my God, like what is she doing? Is she going deep sea diving? Is she snorkeling? No, I'm working with chemicals. So anytime I work with any kind of chemical or spray paint, you do want to do safety first. I have my hair covered because I don't want any varnish or paint in my hair, and I do have on my safety goggles because I do wear prescription glasses. I don't want to ruin my glasses, but most importantly, I want to protect my eyes. So here we go. You can buy all types of safety shields for your glasses, but always remember, guys, safety first. Okay guys, so I am about to pour my paint stripper into the plastic spritz bottle that it came with. So remember, like I said, I'm working with chemicals, so I'm putting on my plastic glove here, it's vinyl, and then I put my chemical gloves on top. Just for safety, I don't want any of this stuff, you don't want any of it spilling on your skin. And before you start pouring anything, get your safety goggles on, nice and comfortable. You're going to pry open your safety cap, which all of these things come with. You need a screwdriver to pry it open. So I don't really care about it spilling on the dresser or whatever I'm working with because the paint's going to come off anyway. So I'm just going to spray, just pour in what I think I'm going to need. Because the great thing is I bought a big enough can, actually bigger than what I need, depending on how this paint actually comes off. So that's about how much I put in the spritz bottle. So I'm going to spray it on to the dresser, and I'm going to spray some on the dresser drawers too because it's supposed to rain today. So I'm trying to get all this done, at least half of the stripping done today, so that way tomorrow all I have to do is stain. But here we are. So you can use any brand, whatever you find in your home improvement store. This came with a spritz bottle, which it usually doesn't. And as you can see on the picture here, you're supposed to be able to spray it right on and then use a plastic scraper to scrape it off. So I'll be back in a little bit and let you guys know how that works out. So here's an up-close view of the chest of drawers that we purchased from the yard sale. I already took the knobs off of it, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. But it's just 4 drawers here. Looks like it's someone painted it, maybe with a primer or something, but it's just like this weird white color. I don't know if you can kind of see it up close. It has a couple of nicks and chips on it, which actually will work to our advantage. When you look on the back side of it, it is an antique, so it's been around for a little bit. I'm going to assume it's probably about maybe 20 years old or so, maybe older. The back, as you can see, has some little lumps and bumps and tear on the back, but that's easy fix. All I have to do is just take that off, take it to a home goods store, home improvement store, and just get a piece of wood and put it over the back. There's a little bit of scratching here, which all of these things, guys, work to our advantage. Excuse the AC noise because I am outside. Just to give you an inside look, the dresser drawers are like really deep. They don't make dressers like this anymore. Everything is kind of flimsy and dresses are short. This is a shorter dresser here. And then see this little, just wear and tear here. Not a big deal, not a huge project because it doesn't have a lot of paint. It only has like one coat of like this nasty primer on here that I'm gonna take off. And then down here, I just put it on the ground because I don't have a table out here. This is what I'm gonna use to strip it. It's just a spray on paint and varnish remover. Of course, safety first. So the wind has blown away my rubber gloves, but I always wear these type of gloves here, and then I wear a rubber glove underneath because I am going to be working with chemicals. So I'm going to get started, guys. You do a little bit at a time. It is a tedious project. This is probably going to take me probably the whole weekend. Since it is Memorial Day weekend, we're still kind of like in that crazy phase of life that no one likes to talk about, but we are still in it. So I'm not going to do anything outrageous this weekend. So this is going to be my Memorial Day project, and I'll show you snippets as we go along. Let's have fun. So here I am, guys. I'm spraying on the stripper. You definitely want to do this outside because it does not smell the best. And they advise on the packaging that you only do a little bit at a time, which is what you see me doing here. And then just so I can get it done as quickly as possible, because like I said, it is going to rain today, so the weatherman says. So I don't have an overhang or carport or portico to continue working on this if it does rain. So I'm just going to try to soak as much of this in as I can. Sorry for the weird angles, but I'm holding the candle with my left hand. I am right-handed, so I do have to use my right hand to spray. So I'm just going to because I'm adventurous, and I'm going to do this both of these drawers. I'm just going to spray both of them. And it says to wait for about 15 minutes. And then you should be able to scrape it off with the plastic scraper. I don't know if you can see here, but you can kind of see it bubbling up already on this dresser drawer. You can see it on that one. Oh, wow. Okay, so I came back to the dresser, which I actually just did, and look at that. It's already coming off. I saw this on a YouTube video of someone doing this before, and I'm like, yeah, this stuff doesn't work. Nothing's that easy. But since I see it's working pretty quickly, you know what? I'm kind of daredevil when it comes to certain stuff like this, because guess what? If it doesn't strip it all off at the same time, then guess what? I can always go back and do it again. So I am kind of like amazed because this is working like really fast. But I'm gonna let it do its work for 15 minutes. So let me just keep spraying this because, oh my God, like this is like amazing how fast this is working. Let's come back over here. You can see the color of the I'm hoping that this is the color of the wood and that it's not like a whole nother coat of paint, because if it is, then this process is going to take longer than I thought. But I'm thinking that it's the wood. This is amazing. So if you guys are going to be refinishing anything, I would suggest doing this method. Okay guys, so we are back, and what I did off camera was I came out just to check to see how everything was going, and it's going pretty well. So what I did was I just went on ahead and sprayed the entire dresser with the stain remover. And this is only a couple minutes worth of stripping, probably about 5 minutes worth, and you can see that the color is already coming off. And this is the top of the dresser that I had started. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to come over here, show you one other thing. I sprayed 3 of the 4 drawers. This one I just did like about 5 minutes ago. These are the 2 that I did earlier. So I bought these plastic scraping tools. So let's put it to work and let's hope for the best and cross our fingers that this is going to come right off. Wow, this paint is thicker than I thought. So let's switch over to maybe a smaller one and see if that one works better. So this is the smallest one. Yeah, the smaller one's working better. So look at that. So you can see it is working. So it's kind of hard to do this with one hand because I'm holding camera with right hand, with the left hand, and trying to work with the right. The ground is a little shaky, so I can't get a good grip on the dresser. But as you can see, that's the color of the dresser. And then I'm going to stain it like a walnut color. So I'm going to get to getting on this one. But as you can see, yes, this does work. It does do its thing. I might have to do another spray coat over it, but I would give it a, right now I give it a B+. So I'll come back in a little bit and show you how much more I was able to do. This is like amazing. Really amazing. If I were sanding this with just no strip and no stripper or paint remover and just sanding it, let me tell you something, I would be here the whole entire weekend sanding this damn thing down, which that's not what we're trying to do. And I'm not at home, so I don't have like all my fancy tools. I don't have my 2 sanders here with me. I'm just kind of working with what I got at my mom's house. And as you can see, I'm just pushing the paint on the ground because I'm outside, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I would say definitely I would give this a B+ for sure. Look at that. Look at that. It's just coming like right off. Okay, guys, so I'll come back in a little bit after I get most of this done, and then we'll go from there. Welcome back, guys. It is day 2 of our refinishing of our yard sale dresser. So like I said, this is a product that takes more than one day. So I got a lot done on the first day of removing that hideous white primer off the dresser, but it does take time. So I'm going to walk outside on this beautiful day. It's so beautiful outside. It's really sunny, and sorry for squinting, but I don't have on my sunglasses. But I want to show you what the dresser looks like now. I still have a lot more work to do, probably another day of removing the finish, sanding it down a little bit and getting it ready to put the stain on. Hopefully, I'm hoping by tomorrow I'll be able to do that. But let's just flip it around so I can show you what we're working with. So here we are. Here's the dresser. So what I did was I did put the stripper on the dresser drawers, but I didn't get a chance to take the paint off because it started to rain on day one of this project. So I am going to have to, what I discovered, put a couple of coats of the stripper on there, and it gets everything off really nice. But let's look at the top of the dresser, because that's pretty much done. All I have to do is sand it down. But that's the natural color of the wood. We're going to come around here to the side so you guys can check that out. That has a little bit of paint on it, just a little bit of residue. Let me get up a little closer so you can see it. See, there's a little bit of residue still on there. So I'm just going to put like a light coat of stripper on that and wipe that off. And then it'll start to look more like this on top. And then we'll come around on the other side here. Same thing, there's a little bit of residue still on there, but this is easy to get off, no big deal. So this is what we're working with today. So today you're going to see me take the paint, strip the paint off these dresser drawers, which will be a lot easier to kind of work with. I'm going to lay them right here in this dirt because I don't really care about what happens here. I don't need to put any cardboard or anything down, but we're going to get to work on that today. As you can see, it's a beautiful day in these nice Carolinas. Right now, it's about 75, 79 degrees maybe. Just a nice, beautiful day to get to work, so I'm going to get a lot done, and I will come back in a few minutes and show you how I am going to set this up. Guys, again, we're working with our stripper, which this stuff is really good. I would recommend this, and I would definitely use it again. I did have to buy another can because the one can unfortunately was not enough to finish my project. So we're going to be working with 2 cans right now. This is can number 2. I always clean up as I go along. And remember, guys, safety first. I have my chemical gloves on. I have on my safety goggles because I am going to be pouring my stripper into my squirt bottle. So I'm hoping that I don't need another can, but I don't think that I will. I'm gonna fill this up to the top. And I'm using the same squirt bottle that I used the other day because it was empty. You're not supposed to store your stripper in the squirt bottle according to the directions, which I didn't because I didn't have any left. So I don't know if you guys can see, it's filled about up to here actually, and hopefully this bottle will be able to strip the entire at least 4 dressers. And let me show you some of the other tools that I got to help with the stripping. the other day, I used these 3 different sizes. But when I went back to buy more stripper, I found these, which are kind of cool. It's like a little shovel. So I'm going to be scraping off the paint and hopefully it'll go inside this little shovel, and then I'm going to throw it into a plastic cup because I made a mess the other day. But again, oops, sorry, you couldn't see me. Again, the other day I made a mess, but it doesn't matter because guess what? I'm outside, so nobody cares. So I'm going to spray the stripper on the drawers, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys how it looks when it's coming on. Okay, so we're back. I'm grabbing my stripper that I put in the squirt bottle and my shovel tool, and then here I have some plastic cups. So we're just going to spray this on. Now what I learned from yesterday is that or the day before, I don't remember, the days are all together now, but on day 1, what I discovered is you have to soak this a lot in order to get it off. So it gets kind of jelly-like on there. So see, I'm soaking it. It doesn't really matter if I get it on any other part of the dresser because I can just easily wipe that off with the finisher that I'm going to use. So remember, you want to use your stripper outside because this stuff does not smell the best. So look how easy that's coming off. Like literally, like no effort. So that's how easy it is to come off. Super easy. Like everything is coming off. The primer that was put on here originally, like when you buy most commercial grade furniture, it does have like this sheen finish on it, like a clear gloss on there. So all of that's coming off too. And you're basically getting down to the natural wood of what the dresser looked like. Now, I'm not an expert on DIY stuff. Basically, what I do is I watch a lot of YouTube videos. When I was younger, back in the day, I used to watch a lot of the home improvement shows with like, you know, back in the day, I'm going to date myself, but when PBS had a channel with this show on, I'm not going to say the name, but if you guys are up in my age range, which I'm not ashamed to say, which I've done on many videos, and if you check out my Instagram pages, my Facebook, I'm 49 years old, 49 years young, I'll say. So I used to watch a lot of home improvement shows on PBS. So I've learned from those things. I've learned from watching things that my dad has done, family members, just trial and error, a lot of research. So I don't really know how this works if you're using something that's not really wood. But you know what? One day I'm going to test it out and I'm going to find out. This is gorgeous. So I did that probably in less than about 5 minutes. That's how easy it is to get this stuff off. So if you have a project that you want to work on and you need to strip something, I would highly recommend getting this spray-on stripper. Soak it on there and just like strip it, and then just like use one of these shovel scraper thingies to get it off. So now all I'm going to have to do with this one is I'm going to come back after I do 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come back and wipe it down with the finisher You can use finisher or paint thinner to strip it down, all the way down, and wipe everything off so that the stripper stops working. And I'll show you guys how to do that too. But I'm going to get to doing, like I said, I have 3 more dresses to go. So this one a lot easier than the big dog over here. And like I said, it's a little bit of this has to get done. So now that I have my tool that I'm going to use, that little shovel thing, and like I said, everything is going to get shoveled into this cup, and then I'll put it in a plastic bag, and I will throw it in the trash when I'm done. But this is awesome. So this job today, day two of this project, is looking a lot easier. It might go a little bit better planned than day 1, but you learn from trial and error. So let me get to it, and then I will be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, so here we are several hours later, and I am done for the day. So as you can see, most of the dresser is done. It's bare. We got all of the paint off, stripped it as much as we possibly could, or as much as I possibly could. But here's the back. The back, I'm debating if I'm going to take that warped piece of wood off, if I'm going to leave it on. I haven't decided yet. And then here's your other side here. There are still some stubborn paint spots that I can't get off. And like I said, I'm going to stop for today because it's starting to get a little overcast and I am very tired. So I'm working outside. You can see the things that they don't show you in most home improvement projects is that you have some oopsies. So I spilled some of the stripper inside of the dresser drawer, on actually all the dresser drawers. So what I'm going to do anyway, what I was going to do anyway is cover the bottom of the dressers, but I don't know, since I'm getting adventurous and this project is taking more than a weekend, which I had thought that it possibly would, is I may spray paint the inside of the drawers, or maybe line them with some contact paper. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do on the inside, but this is what it's looking like right now. So the next step on day 3 is going to be to I have to go back to the store, unfortunately, which you mostly do a lot when you do a DIY project. If I was at home, I wouldn't have to do it, but since I am in the Carolinas doing this for Mom, I don't have all my supplies here. So I'm going to need, on step 3 or day 3, is to sand down the entire dresser. You got to sand down and get like all the paint off. There's some, even though I use paint thinner on it too to rub it down, there's some splashes here or there. There might be some uneven rough edges, so you don't want that when you're going to apply your paint, or if you're going to apply your stain. You want it to be as smooth as possible. So I do have to go back to the store, unfortunately, and get some sandpaper to clean the sandpaper down. Like when you're sanding wood, you just use like a white jersey fabric. You can buy them in the store, but I have old t-shirts, so I'm just going to use those. So step 3 of this project is going to be coming as soon as I get back to the store. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far, getting a glimpse into some of the things that I do and the process that it takes to get it done, because usually what I do is I'll post the finished products and I don't tell you how long it actually took me to get from point A to point B. But here we are, almost done. I'll see you guys soon. Okay guys, we are on day 4. of the dresser refinishing project. So here we are. Here is all sanded and stripped down. When you're in between your sanding, you want to, after you finish sanding, you want to just wipe it down with a damp cloth just to get all the dust off. So now our dresser is ready for staining. So you see I have my plastic down. I am outside again because, like I was saying earlier, it's always better to paint, if you're going to paint anything, to paint it when you are outside. So I'm going to show you the color. That's the stain that I'm going to be using, and the color is called Special Walnut. Just a natural color. It's supposed to dry in 2 hours, according to the package, what it says on the can. And then after it dries for 2 hours, I'm going to then put a semi-gloss coating over it just to kind of make it look nice. And this is supposed to dry in 2 hours also. So hopefully this project will be done today. So as we're getting our dresser ready for staining, I don't buy anything special to use to stain my products when I'm doing anything. These are just like an old white t-shirt. I just cut it up for scraps. Here's some extra here if I need. Now what I do also is I've learned over the years when I'm doing my DIY projects, basically I'm not buying a lot of stuff either to prop my project up or lift it up. So here's some soup cans. Just put some rags over it, and that gives me more elevation up off the ground when I'm painting, so that way my item or wherever it is that I'm painting, my dresser table, is not actually sitting on the floor. Another thing I do is same thing. This is the same bucket that I used that had the water in it when I had to wipe down my dresser. So what I did was I flipped it over, and I have my paint can sitting on top that I'm going to be using. I've already opened it, and instead of buying a paint stir, there's tons of these out there. Just a stick that I picked up off the ground and just broke it to the size that I need, and I just use that to stir my stain. It's going to come out nice, and then it kind of almost shows you too what it looks like. It won't be this dark, of course, when it goes on the dresser, because if you don't know when you're staining something, it looks really dark when it's in the can, but when you put it on your piece, it's not going to be this dark. And actually, let's just put this over here. So I'm going to get my gloves on and show you guys what it's going to look like. Here's my gloves here. Got my little lawn chair out here just in case I need to take a break. But this is my setup. True DIYer. I'm not buying a whole lot of stuff to prop up what I need to do. And then, of course, safety first. You want to protect your area anywhere that you're painting. So I just got some plastic here on the porch. And these are my dresser drawers that I'm going to do at the very, very end. Here we go with all the pieces done. This is the first coat of stain. So that is the color. All the pieces are done. Just gonna give you a nice look. So we're gonna let this dry outside for about, it says 2 hours on the paint can. I usually give it like an hour, maybe hour and a half, because it's really hot today. It's about 78 degrees here in the Carolinas. That's the inside of the dresser. There's some oops paint here. That's from this little white dots is from the stripper that I put on to take all the coats off, but this is inside the dresser drawer, so nobody's gonna see it, so I didn't worry about doing anything with that. And that's what we're looking at right now. So coat 1, this project is definitely getting done today. We're at the final stretch. This is the last day of this project. We are going to put the clear coat semi-gloss paint over the dresser, which you can see right here behind me. It's already stained. I let it dry for 24 hours. We're going to have it set outside today for about 4 or 5 hours and try to beat the rain. We have a 20% chance of rain, so I want to get out early and get as much done as I possibly can. As you can see, we still have our protective plastic to protect the grounds. This is the front porch of my mom's house, so we don't want to stain anything here, stain the cement. And we still have our dresser up on the soup cans that I showed you guys yesterday. So we're going to get to work and get this done, and then I'll show you the finished product while it's drying. When you're adding any kind of clear gloss or clear coat to any of your products or your items that you're going to be refinishing, you want to go ahead and use a paint brush. You want to get one that has like nice fine bristles like these, and you can use any brand clear coat. You can use semi-gloss, high gloss, no gloss, but you want to always add a clear coat over your work after you stain it, because it is leaves like a dull finish. So if you can leave it like this, if you want to just leave it kind of like that dull finish, and I would just put like a matte gloss over it, but I like to have a little bit of sheen, so I'm gonna add the clear semi-gloss to this one. So let's get to work. And one other thing before, this has been in the house, so I'm just going to wipe it down really quick to just get like any residue that might have settled on it or any dust. You just give it a quick wipe, dry wipe down before you start to put your clear gloss on. And then I'll come back and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get into it. Today I have a fun project for you. my coffee table in my living room. It's a table I bought a while ago. I love it, but it just needs a little touching up, a little bit of TLC. So instead of buying a new one, we're going to refinish the one that we have. Just a few things you're going to need is paint, sandpaper, a roller brush, a small paintbrush, and drop cloth, and a little bit of elbow grease and time. The paint that I use is called Cabinet Rescue. It's supposed to be used for cabinets in your kitchen, but I've found over the years I use it for everything. It comes in a basic white. You just add the tint to it if you need for color. Water bottle is something you're also going to need, and an old rag that you don't mind parting with. So the first part of this project is the hardest part, is the sanding. You want to sand down your item that you're going to refinish, just to get like some of the old paint off. You might have some buckling, some puckering, some damage to the top, so you want to make sure that you sand it down all over, so even getting in there, getting those little pieces right there. You know, somebody probably dropped some water on there, a little scratch. You know, things happen over the years. What I love about this table is that it also has pull-out drawers for storage. I'm all for multi-purpose furniture. I am going to refinish it white because I think it makes the whole room pop. Anytime you have anything in your room, your decor, if you add something that has a pop of white to it, it just makes everything stand out even more. So once you finish resanding or sanding down the top of your table, you want to get underneath on the sides. Any part that you're painting, the bottom, the legs, the sides of the furniture, you want to sand it all down just so that the paint adheres a little bit better. Now you do see in the screen, you do see looks like little snowflakes there. It's snowing in Florida. No, really it's not. It's just this dust from the sand, from the sanding. You do want to have your windows open, maybe a fan on so that it's well ventilated in your home. A lot of my small projects I do inside because it is kind of hot here and I didn't want to be outside sweating, so I just did it in the house. As long as you have your drop cloth down, you're really good. Now here, you're going to see what I use is a damp cloth to just wipe everything down and get all the dust off from the sanding. Also, please like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already. Thank you for your support. Here's the cutest little thing that I found. I love this. I don't know why. It's a little mini paint tray and a mini paint roller. You're going to start painting with the bottom part of your table first, all around the sides, the bottom, and the legs. As you can see, the legs have a nice little detail on it, so you can't use a roller brush there. You want to use a little paintbrush to get into those little nooks and crannies. Then when you're all done, you want to paint the top part of your table with your cute little roller brush, just back and forth strokes. You want to go in the same pattern, so if you start going from left to right, you want to do that across the whole table. If you go from top to bottom, same thing. So you just want to make sure you stay in a consistent pattern. Dry for 30 minutes, and then I did a second coat on the table and on the dresser drawers just to give it a nice finished look. Look at that mini roller, it's so cute. Although I'm right-handed, I can paint with my right hand and my left hand. So you'll see in the video that it kind of looks strange because I'm painting with one hand and then the other hand. Just a little trivia for you, maybe. of the drawer are not painted because they're inside the drawer and you can't see them. It's easier to paint the drawers with this little paintbrush because it has so much detail. It's kind of hard to get in with the mini paint roller, so I did have to put her down even though I didn't want to. But you just want to make sure you get into all those nooks and crannies. I have my dressers on the dresser drawers on a table that's covered with a clear drop cloth because you don't want to get paint all over everything. Now here's your finished product. Table looks brand spanking new, like it just came off the showroom floor, even though I've had it for over 10 years. There it is again, and it's glory looking brand spanking new. You let it sit at least, if not overnight, you want to let it sit for 24 hours before you put anything on it or you put it back into your living space. And here it is, the finished product. You just dress your table with whatever things that you find that you like. Most of the things I found are from the thrift store, or I got them at some kind of clearance sale at some store that I've been shopping in. And we'll do a video for you maybe later on down the road with how I find things that I love. Thank you for following me doing this project. Please like and subscribe to the video. Have a great day and live like the kings and the queens that you are. Welcome back, family, to the Percy Nikki channel.
Please like, subscribe, and comment below.
We have a great project for you today, something that we've been looking to do for quite a bit now, but never got around to actually doing it. So what we're going to be doing today is traveling to our local home improvement store to get some measurements and figure out pricing for redoing the floor in our living room. This video is not at all sponsored by Home Depot. It's just our local store that we go to. So quite a few things that you need to have before you go to your home improvement store. You have to measure your flooring or the room that you like to measure, and of course have an idea of what you like to do. So we originally had carpets and we wanted to go with more of a modern kind of wooden floor look, so we decided to do pricing for the press-on wood planks and the snap-on. What we found is it was better to go with Trini Bob and his company because they know exactly what they're doing. They had the measurements, the colors, everything that we loved, and Trini Bob, let me tell you, he went at it. He finished this project in about 2 days. And I was kind of amazed because he had some awesome tools that, you know, DIY Nikki was like looking at everything like, ooh, what's that, what's that, what's that, what's that? That right there is a compressor for the nail gun, which I thought was awesome. I really wanted to pick it up and use it, but, you know, safety reasons, I didn't. So what he did was he did the floor in about 4 to 5 sections, stripped off the old carpet, which I was not sad about at all, and then like laid down those wood planks like 1, 2, 3 in each section. So that's the floor half done. It looks amazing already. I love it. And that's the white table that I refinished. You can go back and find that video of me refinishing that white table. Here's a closer up view of the flooring with the molding that Bob put around the edge of the wall. I love the contrast of the dark floor, the light wood, and the white. It just looks awesome. Thank you so much, Bob. You really helped us out, saved us some time. Welcome back to the Percy and Nikki channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to repot an overgrown aloe vera plant. Okay. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to thin out my aloe vera plant here. It's been growing for probably about 8 months and the pot is full, so we need to clean it out and take some of the plants away so that it has more room to grow. So we're going to be taking some of the plants from here. Now I'm going to be taking the plants from this pot that has overgrown with aloe vera and putting them into new pots. Now I've turned the pot over and we have to get all of the aloe vera plants out of this pot, laid down on the tarp. That you always want to lay a tarp down before you repot like big plants, because you can reuse the soil again and you have easy cleanup. So normally what I would do is I would reuse a little bit of the old soil from the old pot and put it in the new pot that I'm going to replant everything in. However, when I turn the pot over, I noticed that there are a lot of aphids in the pot. So I'm not going to be reusing that soil today. I'm going to be using all new fresh soil, and I'll hose off the roots of the old plants before we put them in the new pot. Thank you for watching our channel. Please like and subscribe and leave us a comment below. Before you put new soil into your existing pot, you want to hose it out, clean it out, and make sure that you have any old dirt. Like in this instance, we're not going to use the old dirt, so you want to make sure you rinse it very, very well. Make sure that there's no extra bugs like the aphids inside this pot before you put your new plants in. So since there were aphids in our soil, I'm going to rinse the roots off of some of the aloe plants that we have down here. I'm just going to rinse them to get all the old dirt off. Before we replant them, just hold it down very nice. Try to get as much of the old soil off as you can. As you can see, these are nice big pieces of aloe that came out of this one pot. This is what we call the mother plant. So this was the original plant that was in this planter. And this mother plant, depending on how big of a pot you put her in, she can produce thousands and thousands and thousands of what's called aloe pups for you. Some natural things that I've learned to do with my plants is to use natural rainwater. So we have natural rainwater all the time, but what I did was I put a pot here that doesn't have drainage, and I get the rainwater and I catch it through my from off my roof. And I'm going to use this water to water my freshly repotted mother plant. Because she's in new soil, this is not her usual environment that she's used to. You want to give her a little bit more water than you normally would. About right there. Just so that she's happy, healthy, and continues to grow. Thank you for watching our channel. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment below.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, family. You know the drill. Peace.